Let me say something up front that might feel uncomfortable. This is not a political video, and it's not a moral judgment. It's an energetic explanation aligned with the AI age. By energetic, I mean how attention, emotion, and focus actually shape outcomes, individually and collectively. This explanation is important. Because if we don't understand how reality actually responds to us, we keep repeating the same tragedies, just with different headlines. And sometimes, those tragedies cost people their lives. Like the 2 women who recently died in confrontations with ICE agents. In my work with clients, I show people something very simple, but very confronting. You are always creating reality, even when you're sure you're fighting something external. Especially then. And nowhere is this more misunderstood than in moments of righteous resistance. To explain, let's look at drunk driving. We've had laws against drunk driving for decades. We've had nonprofits fighting the issue. We've had campaigns urging greater responsibility. We've publicly shamed drunk drivers. Our courts have imposed harsh penalties on them. And yet, people still drive drunk. So here's the real question. What is actually going to make drunk driving a thing of the past? It's not more resistance. It's not louder outrage. It's not even better laws. It's technology. Technologies like self-driving cars. Self-driving cars are going to make humans handling the wheel a thing of the past, including drunk humans. But notice what didn't solve the problem. It wasn't decades of outrage, punishment, and moralizing. What's solving it is alignment with a better system. And here's the key insight most people miss. Self-driving technology wasn't created to stop drunk driving. It was created because people were aligned with a positive desire. Easier lives, safer transportation, more freedom, more efficiency, and yes, a better future as they see it, and hopefully, along the way, greater prosperity for themselves and others. And as a byproduct of all that alignment to positive outcomes, drunk driving is on the edge of extinction. It wasn't fought or pushed against. Instead, a superior way of moving people emerged from certain people focused on better futures. This reveals a principle that governs everything. You cannot push against what you don't want and make it go away. Pushing creates friction. Friction creates entanglement. Entanglement keeps the thing alive. Hating anything entangles you in that which you hate. Love entangles you in that which is a match to love. Reality doesn't respond to what you're against. It responds to what you're aligned with. And if you're against something, you've aligned with it. So you're going to get more of it. Now here's where this gets uncomfortable. When people resist immigration and customs enforcement through confrontation, rage, and embodied opposition, they believe they're protecting life. Energetically, what they're often doing is stepping directly into the field they hate. They're focusing on injustice, conflict, danger, threat. And the universe doesn't know the difference between fighting and participating. It only knows to give you more of what's in your focus. That's how people end up in over their heads. So what happened to Renee Good is not a mystery. It's not divine punishment. It's not martyrdom. It's not random. It's not even unjust. It's what happens when someone stays locked into resistance energy long enough that they forfeit clarity. In resisting, we stop listening to the quiet voice of our deeper knowing. In resisting, we step out of love and connection. We stop sensing subtle cues, our divine intuition, the guidance of all that is. Instead, something other than that compels our action. Then suddenly, we're somewhere we never meant to be, dealing with forces far larger and colder than we're prepared to navigate. That's when we find ourselves facing lethal force, and the end of us comes abruptly. The world does not change because we scream louder. It changes because we become coherent with a better future. That happens through alignment with what's wanted, focusing on what we want, not pushing against what we don't want. That future we want, it doesn't need resisting what is to come about. Instead, it needs clarity, alignment, focus, and the solutions born from desire, not fear or righteous indignation. If we want to save lives, including our own, we don't fight what we hate. We expand beyond it. If this perspective feels confronting, or worse, confusing or triggering, sit with it. If you feel resonance with it, however, that's your signal. And if you want help learning how to stay aligned to the future you want, without burning yourself alive in the process, that's the work we do at Positively Focused.